Okay, this is the situation report. So it's the end of the 8th of June. What we can say is Germans, they're holding the line here. They've not got many units up here on the other side of the Orne River, but they've got some flat batteries coming in that they could cover that gap. But the 6th Airborne isn't in any position to do anything. It's really only there to hold those bridges. They never achieved anything that side of the Orne anyway, the Allies. And I doubt that they'd have to commit some divisions from the main front, which I think's unlikely, but it's possible. If we look at this area here, just north of Cannes, you've got the 21st Panzer holding the line, but the 21st Panzer is a bit of a it's not as strong as you think. There are some fairly weak units in there. There's even some guns holding part of the line there. You've got the 12th SS, which is slotted in here to stop an Allied breakout in this position here. And then you've got the Panzer Lehr that is sort of it's been dragged into the front here, though the idea would be if they could capture Bayeux and then drive down the gap between the Commonwealth and the American forces. They could actually win this, but it's not even looking good there. There's a lot of Allied units in the Bayeux area, and they're pretty close to throwing the Germans actually out of Bayeux. You've got 17th SS, which is still straggling its way into Bayeux, and it's on the outskirts now. You've got the 30th Division that has slotted that gap there. Theoretically, they could push forward, but I wouldn't recommend they're doing that because there's another American division coming here, the 2nd Infantry Division. The Allies have also a mobile reserve over here, which is the 7th Armoured, which is forming up. The 51st Highland Regiment, division is also in the process of coming into the front line. Other stuff, if we look at Omar's, is it's still fairly sort of weakly held. The German front's collapsed here, and if the Allies can, well, the Americans can make a breakthrough along the road here over to this position here, eventually to Caratan, that would probably push the front all the way up to these marshes here. But yeah, again, the Americans are sort of getting dragged away from where they want to be, in the fact that ideally the 2nd Division would want it moving that way, or maybe moving into the front here and letting the 29th take the drive off to Caratan, but that isn't going to work. We just haven't got enough units here. In terms of the Utah bridgehead, parachutists have managed to cross the river there, which near Caratan, which is Germans haven't really got a lot they can do with that. They got this 265th Infantry Division that was coming in here, hopefully to block the Allies from reaching this river line here, but they're going to probably get dragged halfway, some over here and some back there to sort of hold the paratroops, stop the 101st making any breakthroughs. The rest of the front is pretty stable, though the 709th have had to give up some ground and reorganise because their front sort of broke open at one point. Other stuff, you've got the more 17th SS coming in, but it's straggling badly. There's an infantry division on its way there, but infantry is slow because it has to march on the roads. I think there is an option to motorise stuff that I need to have a look at. It's something I know there's in the rules, but I've never really considered it. But it would be a good idea to get that infantry unit moving faster if possible. So all in all, it's all to play for. There's, I think the Allies can be relatively happy with what they've achieved so far, and the Germans less happy in the fact that they're not in a position to deliver any sort of serious blow to the Allies, but at least the front hasn't completely cracked in any position, any points along the way.